Hi, I'm Rachel from Jimmy Bean's Wool, and today we're going to take a look at all the stitches you need to know for block 2 of the Cascade Yarns Diagonal Afghan. Alright, so this is block 2, and you can see we've got some beautiful cabling going on here. We've got 2 smaller panels on the side and then one larger in the middle. It's this gorgeous like Celtic cable-y thing. Really pretty. It's going to be a nice addition to the overall blanket for sure. One thing I want to point out here is that as things go with knitting sometimes, we have a couple miscrossed cables in this one. So, you know, if you're going to use this as a reference for while you're knitting, maybe take a look at the photo as well so you can make sure that you're not using this as your reference for making sure your cables are going the right way. And of course you've got your pattern in your chart as well, and those are really going to be the things that you want to be following anyway. But if you're looking at this, don't think that yours is wrong if your cables are going a different direction from ours, because we do have a couple that are going the wrong way. We like to think of it as a, you know, personal design detail. It's knitting, you know, it still looks beautiful, so it's all good, right? That's how we look at it anyway. So let me get this out of the way and I will show you how to do those cables. Okay, so this pattern does have a couple basic stitches in it. Those first few in the list, your knits and purls and slips and stuff, those are going to be in our basic video, which there's a link to that on your screen right now. So if you click that, you can go watch that video if you need a refresh on how to do those stitches. And then come on back here and I will show you how to do the cabling. Okay, so for those who are ready to move on to the cables, make sure and, grab your cable needle. Personally, I like to use one that is just a little bit smaller than the yarn that I'm working with, or rather the needle size that I'm working with, because I find it's easier to knit the stitches off of it when they're on a slightly smaller cable needle, but that is totally personal preference and use whatever you like. Okay, so let me just knit into my swatch a couple stitches here. Set that down. Okay, so we've got 6 different cable crosses that you're going to encounter in this swatch, and I'm going to try to do all of those here. The first 2 I'm going to show you are 3-stitch crosses, and they are purl crosses. So we have a 3-stitch right purl cross and a 3-stitch left purl cross. So let's start with this 3-stitch right purl cross first. So you're going to slip your first stitch onto the cable needle and hold it to the back like so, and then you are going to knit 2, knit 1 and knit 2, and then bring your yarn back to the front and you will purl that stitch off of the cable needle just like that. And so what that does is it takes those 2 stitches and shifts them over to the right. So that's why it's called a right purl cross. And then for the left purl cross, you're essentially doing the mirror opposite of that. You're going to slip 2 stitches onto the cable needle, and always slip these as if to purl because you don't want to twist them. So slip 2 stitches to the cable needle, hold them to the front, and then you're going to purl 1 stitch. So make sure you got your working yarn in the right position for that. Purl the stitch, move your yarn back to the back, and then knit 2 stitches from the cable needle. And then you can see that that shifted those 2 stitches to the left. So that's why it's called the left purl cross. Okay, so those are your 2 3-stitch cables. Now we have 4 different 4-stitch cables, and I'm going to start with the 2, the right cross and the left cross, which is kind of your basic cabling. There's no purls involved in this, it's all knitting. Okay, so we're going to slip 2 stitches to the cable needle and hold to the back, and then we will knit 2 stitches, and then we will come back to your cable needle and knit those 2 stitches. So that is your 4-stitch right cross. You can see we did the exact same thing that we did with the 3-stitch one, except we didn't purl, so we are crossing 2 knitted sections over each other. Okay, so now for the 4-stitch left cross, we are going to slip 2 stitches to the cable needle and hold them to the front like so, and then knit 2 stitches And then come back to your cable needle and also knit those 2 stitches. Again, you are crossing 2 like stockinette sections over each other. This time it's to the left. Okay, so now the last 2 that we're going to do, I'm actually going to kind of go back a little bit here so I have a little bit more room on my swatch to do these last 2 stitches. Oops, flip that around. Okay, so the last 2 are also 4-stitch cables, but these are 4-stitch right purl cable and left purl cable. So for the right purl cable, we are going to slip 2 stitches to the cable needle and hold them to the back. Get my needle in front of there. Okay, and then we're going to knit 2 stitches. And then we will purl the 2 stitches off of the cable needle. So you're kind of moving a 2-stitch stockinette panel, I guess you could call it, over the background purl stitches. So that's that one. It's a 4-stitch right purl cable. And then for the 4-stitch left purl cable, slip 2 stitches again and hold them to the front. And then we're going to purl 2, so make sure you get your yarn, working yarn in the front. Oops. Okay, purl 1 and purl 2. And then knit 2 stitches from your cable needle. Knit 1 and knit 2. Let me just kind of knit to the end of this so I can pull it off the needles. Uh-oh, losing my cable needle. Okay, so you can see we've moved stitches all over on this swatch, but really those 6 stitches are all you need to know to do all of the different cable crossings that you see in this swatch right here. Alright, so that was block 2 of the Cascade Yarns Diagonal Afghan. I hope it was helpful, and if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments. I'm Rachel, thanks for watching! Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing because we have a lot more yarn reviews, tutorials, and other fiber fun like that. Happy crafting!